Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessie. I'm currently doing my pre-master program at Coventry University. Today we're going to talk about triangulation analysis. I'm going to use one of the examples from my research project to better explain what is triangulation analysis and how to use it in your research project. So I'm going to quickly show you what am I going to talk about in my PowerPoint today. So this is the general content. So first of all, I'm going to give you a brief introduction about what's my research topic. And second of all, we're jumping right into the triangulation analysis. And third, we're going to make a conclusion to see how does all the research methods prove my hypothesis or not. And the last one, which is the reference. So my research topic is analysis of the advantages and disadvantages of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and its future development. So first of all, I just want to quickly explain what is Bitcoin. I believe a lot of people know what it is. It's not a physical cash that you can hold in your hand, and it's not regulated and issued by the national government and central bank. So basically, they give you, they're operated by one of the software called blockchain. So it allows people to do peer-to-peer transaction without knowing each other's identity. And from that, we can see I have 4 research objectives in this research topic. So the first one is to define the function of Bitcoin and detect the technology behind it, which is blockchain. And the second one, we wanted to explore what's the benefit and what's the key issues in this case. And the third one, we're going to talk about what kind of impact that Bitcoin brought to the financial market. And then last but not least, we're going to determine Chinese and Canadian government, what's their attitude and what's their regulation towards the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And also, from my research topic, I came up from 2 hypotheses. So the first one is the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency can be as a money of the future. And the second hypothesis is the advantages that attract people most is the low transaction fees. So from that we can see, so in the second part, I'm going to quickly explain what is triangulation analysis. And from this chart, we're able to see triangulation basically means you're getting a comprehensive result from 2 knowing research methods, which is the primary research method and secondary research method. So in my research project, my primary research will cover quantitative research and qualitative research. And the secondary research method will be a case study with similar topic. So first of all, I want to quickly explain the quantitative research method. So in my case, I use survey as one of my quantitative research. So basically, we're looking for the correlation between each questions. And second of all, the qualitative research, I'm going to conduct an interview with one of the professor or faculty in finance and economy industry. And the case study, which is the secondary research method, that we're going to find a very similar research topic has been done by someone else. And then from the 3 point of view, we're going to closely improve our data analysis to see is everything actually approve or reject our newer hypothesis. And first of all, primary research, like what I said before, we're going to talk about quantitative research methods. So I post my survey on Bisto. It's one of the platforms that you can allow everybody to participate. So I divide my survey to 3 sections. So section 1, I'm just going to talk about very general question that what's your age, your gender, your occupation, and your education level, and where you're from. And moving to the second section, that we're going to focus more on people's opinion about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and what do they think of the most benefit feature for them, and what is the most disadvantageous features for them. And coming to the last one, which is regulation and future development. So you wanted to know what people think about Bitcoin and why we need to regulate in the future, and what's their opinion about the future development. So those are the survey, and that's the correlation I found it from survey. I have 3 and 4 points that I want to mention in this PowerPoint. So the first one is how much knowledge you know about Bitcoin and blockchain. So from this chart, we're able to see 56.70% of people, they only heard about very general concept. And 20% of people, they partially understand the Bitcoin system. And 23.30% of people, they do not understand what it is. So in this case, it gave me a very challenge question that only a minority people understand the general concept, and a lot of people still, they don't know what it is. And moving to the second one, that I want to find out what is the most attractive feature for people to use the Bitcoin. And this is a chart what I found. So from this chart, we are able to see we have 4 options: transparency, low transaction cost, immune inflection, and anonymity. So from there, we are able to see 44% of people, they chose lower transaction cost. It's a very useful tool for them. So from this chart, we're able to say the low transaction cost could be the major reason that most of people use the Bitcoin. And moving to the next one, I'm currently doing a cross-examination that I put 2 questions together, try to find a correlation between those 2 questions. So one is, how much knowledge do you know about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? And the second one is, how much do you support the future development of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? And from this chart, we're able to see that a lot of people, you will able to see 43.44% of people, they are keeping the uncertain opinion somehow support. So they're not highly support and they are not this support. So a lot of people still keep uncertain opinion, and then there are 30% people, they support it, but they are not 100% support. And moving to the highly support, there's only 10% people highly support the future development. So in this case, I'm not able to see a lot of people that support the future development of Bitcoin, or I cannot say Bitcoin can be the money of the future. I only can say, from this chart, we are able to see people still keep very uncertain opinions about Bitcoin, and future development for Bitcoin does not necessarily can be a major trend in the future. And we're moving to the qualitative research method, which is the interview. So we're conducting an interview with one of the lecturer or professor in finance or economy industry. So I'm currently doing an interview with the lecturer. His name is Parameter in economics and finance field. So we're talking about what does he think about why Bitcoin getting very popular, what is the major issues, what is the most attractive points, and what is the regulation should be in the future, and also what do you think of Bitcoin can be in the future. So Parameter actually mentioned that the reason why he thinks Bitcoin can be one of the most popular financial topic market in this moment, because in 2008 and 2009, there is a devastating financial crisis, made a lot of people start losing the confidence for our central bank and government. So at this moment, Bitcoin make a lot of people realize they can use a decentralized system to really make a transfer with another person without knowing each other's identity. So in that case, our central bank and other like Western Union and third party, they don't have to play a major role in between. And also he mentioned that for the major regulation issue at this moment is, the first one is sometimes regulation trying to have a great intention, but the consequences, it doesn't bring a good outcome at this moment. And also people who created the regulation does not necessarily know as much as knowledge as people who works for technology industry. And also, I closely asked him the question that, what do you think of Bitcoin can be in the future? He said Bitcoin can only be supplement in the future instead of having become a major trend in the future. And moving to the second one, secondary research method, we're going to talk about the case study. So the case study I found was one of the business analysis, Edgar from Central University of Applied Science. So in his recent study, he said that the possible development and issue on cryptocurrency, and he conduct both survey and interview and lecture review in this case study. And I want to quickly run through what he have done so far. So first of all, this is a survey that he's been done. The responses is actually from 1,300 participants, And the age between 25 to 34% is almost 52% of the entire total population. So in this case, the sample size is very big. So in my case, I only have 30 responses at this moment. So 1,300 does sometimes can give us a relatively accurate answer at this moment. And from there, we are able to see almost 50% of people approximately use 2 to 12 months at this moment, and 90% of participants has been using Bitcoin and cryptocurrency at this for the total population. So in this case, we might able to see the reason and the consequence he state in this case study could be very accurate at this moment. And also from this chart, we're able to see, would you use cryptocurrency if it's becoming illegal? 83% of people that say, I want to use cryptocurrency if it's become illegal. So basically, the reason behind it, so the author actually did a further research. So he stated the reason why 83% people still will use Bitcoin or cryptocurrency if it's become illegal, because the centralized system that makes the majority people wants to drive off the power from the central bank. And the digital money actually has huge potential to disrupt and current market principles. And moving to the next stat, 75.1% of people think cryptocurrency is not a bubble, and also 65% of people highly support cryptocurrency can be a money of the future. So in this case, it does have very huge potential to become a major financial instrument in the future from this case study. And the interview that he did two interview with two people from IT industry and also financial industry. And in fact, authors say even though there's a lot of issues happen during the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, but the thing is it does have very huge potential to become a financial instrument for individual and corporate unless the reasonable regulation can be eliminated those certain issues. And moving to the last one, we are going to talk about the conclusion. I still want to refresh this entire page. So we're getting triangulation from two perspectives, primary research and secondary research. So from qualitative method, and case study, we're going to approve or reject our newer hypothesis. For the last part, we are going to talk about the triangulation. So what's the result from the entire research project? So first of all, I just want to quickly refresh what's my hypothesis. So the first one is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency can be a money of the future. And the second one is the advantages that attract people the most is its lower transaction costs. And from there, we have primary research and secondary research. So in quantitative research method that my survey, 50% of people still keep uncertain opinion about the future development of cryptocurrency. So in this case, we're going to give it a cross. And the second one that people use Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the low transaction cost. We does have the data to support almost 50% of people think this is one of the most useful feature for Bitcoin. And moving to the qualitative research method, which is an interview, that the professor states the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency can only be a supplement in the future financial market. So this one is a cross. And the second one, he thought the decentralization is one of the most attractive feature for people using it. So this will be a cross as well. And come to the last, a case study that we found a very similar topic that people has been done in the past. So for the first one, Bitcoin cryptocurrency can be the money of the future. Yes. So the person actually said 83% of people agree. If the Bitcoin cryptocurrency went to illegal, they will still able to use it. So which means they have huge potential in the future. And the second one, still, a lot of people think decentralization is one of the most featured because it can draft off the power from our central bank and government. So in this case, the result we're getting from there is because it didn't give us a fully check mark at this moment, so we have to reject the newer hypothesis. Also, for the second hypothesis, we didn't get a fully result that 100% support the hypothesis. So in this case, we still have to reject the newer hypothesis. And the last one is just a couple references I've been using in this PowerPoint. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, see you next time.